All right, students, we're going to do one more video for today. And this last video is going to be talking about our last WH word for a while, and that word is when. And in order to help you learn about when, I have some pictures. And then if we have a friend stay, we'll say goodbye with our friend that's sitting on the table. So I'm going to show you the pictures for when, and I'll share the screen to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and find one of these tabs here has it. Oh no, we're close. There we go. Okay, so when we talk about time, we talk about when. There are a few different things that you can talk about with it. One is the concept of days. So you've got yesterday, you've got today, tomorrow. And when we're talking about days, you could say Monday, it's Monday today. We talk about that during opening. So yesterday, Sunday, today, Monday, tomorrow, Tuesday. Just yesterday, today, and tomorrow will get you pretty far too in a conversation. Like yesterday or last night, I watched a movie, or tomorrow I plan on doing some Zoom videos with my students. And so using those kind of words, those are helpful ways to think about time. Another thing that you can do as a concept is morning and evening. So you could say morning, good morning. Is it morning? You know, maybe you take a nap and you don't really know what time it is. You could ask if it's morning or evening. You could talk about what you're doing this morning, or what you want to do this morning. You could talk about evening. For evening, when you get to the evening, you might want to start thinking about going to bed. Maybe you want to relax a little bit. You'd like to listen to a book or watch a movie or do something kind of fun. So you can talk about that too. Usually in the morning, most days of the week, most days of the year, you would be doing some school, and I'm sure most of you are doing that as well. And those times, I know some of you have some adjusted schedules, but for a lot of you, it's going to look like doing schoolwork, doing some more work in the morning, a little bit in the afternoon, and then in the evening, you've got a little bit more time that you can work on wherever you want to work on. Have a little bit more choice. The next one is talking about earlier or later. This is one that is a little bit more relative. So, you know, when you talk about, okay, well, earlier I did, earlier I ate some lunch, or earlier I recorded a video. Now, I'm recording another video, and later I will stop recording a video and I will eat some supper. So super exciting day, but that's kind of how you can kind of think of that. And then there's a certain time sometimes that you're scheduled to do something. So for example, maybe your Zoom meeting is scheduled for 2 o'clock tomorrow. If you were to show up at 1:55, that would be fine, because you'd be just a little bit early, but I would probably already be on it. If you were too early, it wouldn't have started yet and you would have to wait. If you are just right on time, you might be feeling like you're having to hustle a little bit to get ready, but that might work out all right. And if you're late, you're probably going to miss some of the conversation. So it's better to be early than to be late. Being on time is usually a pretty good policy, or just a little bit early. Another thing that we can talk about is the clock, is the time of day that it is. So right now, as I look at my computer clock, it says 4:26. You can see that maybe down here. I'm going to pull that up for you so you can see what that looks like. Yeah, hopefully. So here it says 4:26. I don't know if we can see. clock right here, but you know, digital is more common anyway. So analog works well if you're used to it, but a lot of people aren't used to that anymore. So anyway, that is the time that it is today. And we could talk about what time different things are. So for example, I already talked about maybe you have a 2 o'clock meeting tomorrow. Maybe you have a 9 o'clock meeting. That's when we start school. And then we end at 3:30 usually. And you probably have a different schedule now. But I know a lot of your families are wanting to keep it as close as it works for everybody. Last, I'm going to talk about first and then. First and then, that's a really good start to a schedule. Now, a lot of you have been working on schedules, and when I'm talking with your speech therapists, time is kind of a tough concept. So the schedule is a tough thing to get. So if you are able to do schedule, you can probably do who and what and where all pretty easily. So that's a good thing to kind of remember, that's where we go down the line first. You know, easy question concepts are more like what, then who and where, and then when. We're not going to get too much into why and how, those kind of question words. But remember, there are some what questions that can kind of disguise themselves as something more complicated. So what time is it? That would be a when question. When we are talking about time, one really great thing that you can do is to say what you would like to do now or say what you'd like to do later. Talk about your schedule, and you can kind of set up your day with your family. So as an assignment for something that I want you to be working on is I want you to just work on talking about what you want to do now, what you want to do later, answer some questions with your family. And you can use your devices to do that, or you can use your just some text cards or just even some picture cards. And if you need any materials, let me know, because I can get stuff out to you. But yeah, just continue to look into what time things are, talk about that, and we will do another video in the future, and I might bring in some speech therapists or somebody to do a conversation with me, and so we'll talk about that. Talk about all of these questions at that time too. You all have a wonderful day. Our friend that was on the table left the table. I will see if I can find him for you, and he will say goodbye to you. This is Bagheera. He might meow and say goodbye to you because he doesn't like to be held very much. So he might just meow because he doesn't like to be held. And I hope that you have a great day. Remember to talk about when, remember to talk about who and where and what, and I will do another video tomorrow. Thank you.